So this is just one of those buffs where I actually have like no notes. Atalanta got, in my opinion, one of the best suited buffs for her that FGO honestly could have possibly given her. It fixes, I want to say, like two or three of the issues she has, and just makes herself a better farmer. One of the earliest videos I did for gameplay was like literally a video of her and just figuring out what the actual breakpoints for her were. Like like if you needed to face card before looping to get to the 50%. But now with this recent buff, it brings her into the modern looping system because she functioned way not functioned better, but she was more prominent before Castoria came out. And now we're in year 11. We're about to be 11th anniversary, and she finally got a buff that brings her up into the normal Scotty meta, while giving her a lot of damage. I mean a lot of damage. And while her boss damage didn't go up as significantly, there's another reason for that too. Anyway, so we'll get into that in a bit. So base attack 8.6k on the lower side for a 4-star. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but the buff actually does fix this. Not by a whole lot, but it definitely helps, and it helps even more if you're using Black Grail. HP, now for level 80, that's fine. It's not super high, but it's also not that low. This probably goes up to like 13.8, and that's kind of common for a lot of, like a good amount of 5-stars have HP like that. Earth attribute, star weight, star gen is normal archer numbers, MP charge 0.5%. You would think this is low, but she does have stuff to make it better. And then when you see her hit count, it starts making more sense why they were conservative with this number. If they made it too high, there's a good chance she might have been looping closer to 100% as a quick unit. High death rate. Okay, so CEs. I know for a fact she has at least 3. I know for a fact she has at least 3. Animal characteristics I see. Neutral, and then evil for the star and evil CE. I'm just checking if she has any more. Nope, it's just those 3. I got it right off rip. Hit counts. I'm gonna be real. I don't really care about these. These are really bad. Like, really, really bad. But you're not supposed to be using your face cards with Atalanta. You're supposed to be spamming your MP like crazy. So yeah, it completely is planning on you critting on your skills. And to be fair, after that first turn, you should not have any problems ever critting. You should be making more than 50 stars, if not closer to 90. So yeah, these being pretty lackluster, it's counterbalanced. It's not made up for. Because again, 3-hit extra attack, it's not going to be good. This is going to be very bad. Not the worst, but really, really not good. Alright, first skill got buffed a while ago. And you can kind of see her as like a sub DPS or support for the party. For instance, the Grand Raids. But yeah, no, like if you're trying to one-shot, like she is the best option for quick units. Like you should be plugging her in and then plugging her out, but I would not be making her Grand Archer. You have Erd and you have Summer Tiamat for that if you want to support. But yeah, party-wide quick buff of 50%. Only lasts a turn though. If it was higher, it'd be broken. But basically, Shisho has the targeted, Atalanta has the party. Second skill, this is probably going to get buffed relatively soon. Relatively, because it took well over a couple years for them to buff this skill. But 4,000 star weight on a 4-turn cooldown, they got to be very careful when they buff this skill. They got to be very careful. I would not be surprised if they added like 100% crit for 1 turn. It would not be a 3-turn buff. On a 4-turn cooldown, it's just too low. They're gonna have to do 1 turn. I am now doing monthly $5 giveaways as a way to give back to my channel. I recently hit 500 subs and I want to keep giving back to the people that support me. All you have to do is comment on one of my videos during the month. Doesn't even have to be a video I make that month, and you are entered to win. 5 people can win every month with 1 win per person per month. Only 1 comment is counted as an entry every month. I will send you the prize in a way that works for both of us. Thank you for watching. Now let's get back to the video. Alright, here is what got buffed. So, it was 1 turn of dodge, and then 3 turns of 50% MP gen. This is the whole reason she was even able to farm in the first place. If she did not have this, she would be up Shit's Creek without a paddle. And again, she didn't even have this skill on her release. She had to do a rank up to unlock it. So, the buff, they gave her a 30% battery, they gave her a 20% attack buff, and then they gave her a power mod to wild beast enemies for 3 turns. So, are you going to see this as a way to boost her boss damage? Most likely not. These are the only servants that have it. And you'll notice there are no sabers. There are no sabers that are wild beast. You have to get lucky, and she has to be fighting herself. Low heat in, I think, her 3rd ascension, only the 3rd, Tamamo Cat, or Hyunjo Summer. That's the only time you're going to be getting type effectiveness. Now, there are a lot of trash mobs that have wild beast. So when you're killing the trash mobs, you get the power mod. And if you got the power mod, you're doing more damage. If you're doing more damage, you're getting overkill a lot quicker, and then your refund is just higher. I'm just staring at this the 2 Necro Arcs here. But yeah, that's why I think for Atalanta, it's a lore accurate buff too, because she's a huntress. Her having an advantage over wild beasts just makes way too much sense. And I'm glad they waited this long to give her the buff, because they probably would have butchered it. They would have probably not given her this. Or, shit, they might have not given her both of these lines if we're talking a buff from like 2 years ago. Yeah. I feel they would have held back on buffing Atalanta and either not given her both of these or only one of them. She would have gotten the battery. That's for sure. But probably not both of them. So, real quick, I just want to bring up where she is before we get to talking about the MP. Yep, looking much better. Because I do remember she was like closer to down here. Right? Yeah, like she was around here, and then this one buff brings her up to the 5-star range. Yeah, no, the buff definitively brings her up into this 5-star range. And I've had this servant on NA for a very long time. I'm happy she gets to be MP5 for this, but I gotta wait 2 years. Alright, passive skills, 12.5 magic resist, and then 10% crit damage from independent action. So with this battery, you are going to want this 20%. And probably 3rd skill. Usually I'm saying a pen 5 for her, but against servants, the only one she'll get full advantage of is berserkers. And this just means like berserkers are gonna die even faster than they already are, and she gets overkill faster against the class that gives the worst one. So getting as much overkill out of berserkers as possible only really helps her out. All right, so her MPS was buffed a very, very long time ago, but it's like a year 1 or year 2 buff. So all it was damage, and they upped her stars from 10 to 15. But it is a buffed MP. And to be fair, her MP damage against wild beasts is okay. It's definitely okay for a niche, but she could be just doing way better. But yeah, this is not including CE damage. Atalanta just scales so much better with Black Grail. It's not even funny. Because it means that you hit overkill probably here, and you have 7 hits of overkill, probably times 3. So that's 21 hits of overkill. You're going to be refunding a lot now. Like, the actual refund numbers aren't going to change, but on paper. But if you hit overkill, that's not really something you can plan if you're just doing this on paper. You kind of have to be seeing it in live testing. Yeah, like I don't even think Laplace is really gonna even show you, because a lot of the times it goes for the bare minimum. It doesn't show you like how much it can scale with hit counts getting overkill. Because again, like in the formula, there is a variable to randomize the damage. It's like minus, it's like times 0.9 and then times 0.9 to 1.1. So like any numbers in between that range, it will do it every random MP. Bond CE, 15% quick while she's on the field. Very, very good buff. I do know that people have especially if you're coming, like, you're playing the game for the first time, you see like all the art styles for the modern servants. This one does throw you off a little bit. Like her in-game model for this version of her doesn't look like anything else for like FGO. It is a completely different art style, and it's not done by the Apocrypha artist. Like you can clearly see that this Atalanta is drawn by Otsugu. I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing it right, but this looks how she looked in Apocrypha. So yeah, if the visuals throw you off, she is a good character, and honestly, you kind of just start getting used to it. All right, I want to get this morning stream in. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.